Thank you very, very much for coming in today. Today, I'm going to talk about making a U-turn. I prepared this presentation to make you understand. If you make a U-turn, you certainly will change your life. I don't know if you read that word. It's something maybe funny. But for Christopher, it was not funny at all. He went to my class to learn medical terminology. And he told me, Dr. Molina, I want to be the best student in your class. How can I do that? I said, Christopher, that's so simple. Learning medical terminology is like learning a new language. It's going to take time. You have to listen what I have to say. You have to take notes and go home and practice. I said, okay, I can do that. So he went home and practiced. My mom, when I come to this country, told me something that I still have in my heart. So I need you to learn 3 things. It's called TPS. Thank you, please, and sorry. If you know that, that can take you a long, long way. My daughter Chelsea asked me a question one day. She asked me, Dad, why do birds fly? I said, Chelsea, because they have wings. And I said, Chelsea, one day you will be flying. Dad, I don't have wings. I won't be flying. Yes, you don't have wings now, but school is going to give you wings. And then one day you will fly. It's not going to be easy. You have to do something to be able to fly. You have to be a hard worker. You have to work hard to get things done. You have to have a positive attitude. You have to do that. You have to have persistency. Changes is not going to come today. It's not going to come tomorrow. It's hard work. If you don't believe on yourself, it's very important. So remember, believe on yourself. Make a U-turn to yourself. Nobody else is going to pay attention. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm sure you're going outside after you finish this and say, oh, I'm going to believe on myself. I'm going to work with enthusiasm. I'm going to lose weight. I think that's the best thing that you can think starting tomorrow. So let me tell you something. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There's only today. Have you heard those people that say you won't be able to make anything? I went to a private high school. So when I went there, I didn't know how to talk in English, but those classmates, they already know some English words. So when I took a test, guess what? My score was 0. I couldn't understand anything. So my English teachers told me, Molina, you won't be able to learn anything. Why don't you ask your dad to buy a taxi and become a taxi driver? So I went home, talked with my brother, and I told him, listen, I cannot do that. I cannot go back to high school and learn English. I won't be able to do that. He said, why? Because my teacher told me that I won't be able to understand. I won't be able to talk in English. That's not the end of the story. I came to this country learning those 3 words that my mom told me to learn. Please, sorry, and thank you. That was enough for me. That took me a long way. So when I came here, I learned English. I went back to Ecuador. And I didn't have a car in Ecuador. So I had to use a taxi. So I stopped a taxi. And then, you know me, I always want to talk with somebody else because I want to make a friend anywhere I go. And then I start chatting with the taxi driver. And I saw his face through the mirror. And I said, can I ask you a question? I said, what's that? I said, were you a teacher in high school? He said, yes. Were you taught at La Salle Medical Institute? He said, yes. So let me ask you another question. Were you an English teacher? He said, yes. Who are you? I said, I'm Dr. Molina. You are Mr. Alvarezin, right? He said, yes, I used to be an English teacher, but I'm not teaching anymore. I'm driving a taxi. I'm a taxi driver. See? He thought that I couldn't make it, but he was talking about himself. Right? Nobody else has to tell you what to do or how to do it. Make a U-turn. You can do it yourself. Look, this picture, a lot of cars, a lot of traffic, but I want you to look the U-turn. There's no traffic. When you think on yourself, there's no traffic at all. You can do it. I always tell my students, it's easy to have a happy life. It's easy. You have to implement just simple things, like you have to listen what the other person has to say. You have to smile all the time. And you have to have a big heart. To finish my presentation, I have to give you one advice. Make a U-turn. Thank you very, very, very much for this wonderful opportunity that you gave me to talking to you. Thank you very much.